Hello, and welcome to another Den of Iniquity. This week, I have a question to ask. Who decides when a film should be banned, and why? I raised this question because, basically Greenie was kind of going through some stuff. He went, oh, there's a trailer out for The Hospital 2. You ever seen that? My response was, I didn't know there was a Hospital 1. To which he informed me about this hilarious story. And when I say hilarious, I mean, what the fuck, humanity? So here we have this film that by all accounts is basically a micro-budget fucking B-schlock, degradation crap, exactly the kind of thing that you expect from fuck all budget and boredom. It gets put on sale in Tesco with a big 18s label, with a big full of gore and blood. People start complaining because Tesco, which as far as I'm concerned is there to sell fucking food, decided to no longer stock this DVD. And then it gets banned. People write in, say, please don't have this DVD on sale. We come in there to shop, we don't want to be buying it. Okay, no one fucking told you to buy it. Secondly, since when does a film get banned just because one fucking shop that sells food decides no longer to have it on its shelves? Now, as I said, I haven't seen this thing. By all accounts, it's probably not actually something that I would think was very good, but now I'm probably going to go and see it. Why? Because it was banned by a shop that sells food! Based on the opinions of people going in looking to buy food! I know it's the new trend that shops are trying to make money wherever they can, so they're stocking up on DVDs and all the rest of it, and that's fine. You want to stock up on your family DVDs, you walk away. You want to try and take a risk and get in, the latest action budget film, fine, work away. You want to get in horror films, fine, work away. You want to bitch and whinge because films that are clearly fucking marked as 18s are full of content for 18-year-olds upwards. Fuck off! Don't bother us. Certainly don't ban a film because of it, you morons. Back in the day, a film got banned because it actually had controversial stuff. As far as I'm concerned, controversial now is turning on your fucking news. Why? Because, hey, dismembered bodies, countries being blown up, acts of horrendous violence. That's actually happening, people. Yet, the news isn't banned. Some DVD pops up inside Tesco, which sells food. Some people complain because it looks all horrific and gory, which it's supposed to be. The film gets banned. I'm sorry. Have IQs dropped sharply since, DVDs came out? Since when do we ban a film just because one shop chooses not to carry it? You fucking idiots! You ban a film because your society has deemed it unwatchable. Personally, I'm against banning films in general anyway because, hey, as soon as you ban it, guess what? People like me want to see it. Why? Because we want to find out why the fuck it was banned. Don't believe me? Go look at The Evil Dead. We probably wouldn't have had a sequel or a franchise we have if not for the fact that first film got banned way back in the 70s. Told that they had to reshoot it. As I said, we ended up with a fantastic legacy afterwards, but back then, before people were actually used to the kind of movies that are around now, and yes, I know this goes to the whole notion of us being desensitized, but guess what? You get desensitized by watching the fucking news these days. Or, what passes for the news, because, let's all face it, the news is really just the crap that we're allowed to see. You want actual stories? You want to know what's actually going on in the world? Go fucking look it up for yourself. I guarantee you it's a hell of a lot more grisly than any micro-budget film could ever intend to be, or ever dream of being. Yet still, we get stuff being banned because a bunch of people wrote in whinging that it was available in a shop that sells food. Cop on! I'm actually thinking about going out and finding this film. I'm certainly thinking about going along and finding the sequel, which is apparently out in September, but I'm sure that'll be banned too, because guess what? They'll probably try and sell it in a shop that sells food. I know I'm ranting about, the whole notion of Tesco only selling food, but maybe that's because it's a fucking supermarket. It's not a DVD shop. It's not a clothes shop. It chooses, places like Tesco and all the rest of them, they choose to get in these things. They choose to take a chance and sell these things. Fair deuce, boys. You're probably getting your customers. You're probably making your money. You want to choose to take the customer's opinion into account when they write in and say, please take this violently graphic DVD off your shelves. Fine, off you go. But what fucking moron took that as being the green light to ban a film? Where's the point? As I said, I'm kind of against banning films anyway, because the second you ban a film, regardless of how shite it might be and regardless of how little it should have ever been brought to the screen, and the gods know I've seen one or two things that I'm so fortunate that the public doesn't know about. Oh, Will, you made me watch something before that had me wanting to... Oh, there is crap out there that deserves never to see the light of day. I haven't seen this film, Hospital. I can't make a judgment as to whether this film fits into that category. What I do know is this. You don't ban a film just because the public going in buying their shopping, and let's face it, that's probably your, look down your noses at anyone that looks differently kind of public anyway, decides to send in letters saying, oh, well, we really had a problem with this thing being next to Barney the dinosaur. Guess what? It shouldn't have been there in the first place. That's Tesco's responsibility. It is not their responsibility, nor is it anyone else's prerogative, to ban a movie just because a shop that sells food decides to ban it. At the end of the day, you want to ban a film, fine. Ban it for the right reasons. Those reasons being, I don't know, that they go against whatever social dynamic you happen to have in your country. Once again, I'm not in agreement with it, but at least I can respect that decision. It's a hell of a lot better than banning a film just because it was shown to be on sale in a place that sells food. You morons! I'm actually going to go along and find this film now and take a look at it. And possibly later on I might say that it should have been banned. Hell, if this thing is banned for, just the cover, I have to ask, why the fuck wasn't something that is genuinely worth hiding from the public, like, oh, I don't know, a Serbian film, not banned? Okay, it probably was banned. I never really looked into it. But my point is, that's the kind of thing that I can understand being banned. That's the kind of thing that no one in their right mind would ever think about selling in a, family environment. Yet, if you look at the films that are on sale in these shopping centres or whatever, they just throw in whatever the biggest moneymaker is. They don't care what the content is. They certainly couldn't give two shits about how ye feel, the audience, the consumers. All they care about is their profit margin and whether or not they will sell. This film got banned. Why? Public outcry. Public outcry from a few morons that had a problem with it in the DVD section. I don't even know if these people bought it and watched it. I have no idea. I don't know what the film is about. I haven't watched it yet myself. All I know is that if you're going to ban something, ban it for the right reasons. Ban it because it goes against whatever flimsy moral socialistic code you decide to stick to. Because let's face it, they're all flimsy moralistic social codes designed so that those in charge can do what they want and tell everyone else, don't do what I do, do what I say. Far as I'm concerned, this is a prime example of how people have turned around and gone, don't do what I do, do what I say. I say ban a film because it looks scary. Ooh! It's not like it was rated 18s or anything. Idiots. You want to go along, you want to have an opinion about a film, fine. You want to voice that opinion, fine. You want to send letters into a shop that's selling the DVD or whatever, fine. To those receiving these letters, you want to stop selling the DVD, fine. To those in charge of seeing what films are allowed to be sold or shown or whatever, you want to do it just because one shop decided they didn't want to sell the DVD, you want to ban a film for that reason? You're fucking idiots that don't deserve your fucking jobs. Go out and find out what it's actually like to review a film. Go out and figure out what the actual criteria is for banning a film before you bother your arse to ban it just because a few fucking church-going, fucking narrow-minded gits decided they didn't want to fucking look at it anymore. Go and have a damn good fucking reason for banning a film. Any film. Every film. There's stuff that should have been banned just for the notion, but they're still being sold because there was no good reason to get rid of them. At the end of the day, all this comes down to is one question. What is more important? The public opinion of a bunch of busybodies going to buy food, or the integrity of the people that are actually supposed to be in charge of rating these films? Because as far as I'm concerned, you don't have any integrity. None. You're banning stuff on hearsay and conjecture. Not because of what's in it, but because what a few people told you were in it. Grow the fuck up. Learn to fucking do your jobs and figure out exactly what imaginary line you want to draw and then stick with it. Because the gods know you didn't stick with it when you decided to release this thing in the first place. End of discussion. Like what you see? Have an opinion on what I might have said or what someone else here might have said? Yeah, might as well let us know. Don't forget to like, subscribe and, comment on stuff because, hey, you never know, we might decide to actually comment back.